Welcome back to another live session with Produce using the Paintology drawing app from Google. And this app you can get, which is for people who love to draw, but they want to keep their traditional skills and apply it to digital as well, which can be done, which unfortunately most people do not know. So I will be showing you the techniques and processes of improving your skills rapidly and transition from traditional to digital, or if you're a beginner, to learn the core skills of art which have been taught for centuries in traditional materials, yeah, and the traditional medium. So let's go dive ahead and see what we're going to do. Let's open up the Paintology app on the top here. So I'm on the home screen here, as you can see, and once you download it, you'll be able to have access to so many types of tutorials, like pencil drawing, for example. And you can see here there's so many pencil drawing. Recent one of Sinead O'Connor, who's sad passing. And so these pencil drawings have been called pencil drawing to emulate drawing with pencil and paper. And you can see there's many tutorials for you to get your hands around, yeah? So there's some of drawings that I've actually taken from other YouTubers who draw with pencil and paper, like this one, for example, of the phone drawing, and then this one, and then this anime you can draw. So pencil drawing is a powerful and effective way if you love the whole area, domain of pencil drawing. And then there's block coloring, which I've been teaching many of you. If you watch some of my tutorials and live sessions, you'll see I've been doing a lot with block coloring, especially using the finger. So I'm actually going to show you. This is this is basically what I have right now, and going to demo the actual example of a pencil drawing using the finger and using the Paintology app. This was a cat that I did previously in a live session, which you can find in the streams. Okay, so let's see what we have. So what is pencil drawing? Well, if you're really good and you get better at it, you'll be able to make drawings like this. See, this was done with Paintology. I use it as stylus. But the whole idea is that it's the doors to enhance your skills are always there. You're the doorway to improving skill. If you ever say no to you haven't got it, it's a talent, you're not born with it or something, then you're simply saying no to the fact of drawing. So try and be honest with yourself and don't blame it on yourself as not having any specific talent. It's the reason you have not achieved the level of skills is because you haven't really taken the effort to move forward with it, and that's all it takes. And and I'm pretty sure when you embark on a drawing, you do a quick scribble, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then you throw your arms up in the air and say, "That's it. I can't draw," and dismiss it in the world around you. It's just sad because any skill, if you choose to do it, you can and have the capability. Everyone has the capability to draw and to draw well. So I'm gonna show you what is the. Let me tell you what is the purpose of Paintology in the first place. Why do I do it? Well, because I want everyone to enjoy what I enjoy when I come to draw and paint. It is the essence of the feeling, the journey. It's not necessarily the final art piece because that's momentarily lost after a few seconds of accolades from you or yourself or from other people. But to get there is the most enjoyable and rewarding experience. And how do you get there? Well, a lot of artists will just tell you practice and practice and practice. And that sounds very tedious, you know. And to me, it doesn't have to be tedious. It is a journey that you take because you're interested and something which I started doing. Just keep in mind, I'm not an artist and I haven't had any formal training in art. It's just a passion of mine. But I'm a technologist, so I've developed the Paintology app for that purpose. And so then I coupled the two together because of my intense interest in drawing and painting. And it remained dormant for decades until I started doing a paint by numbers. So you can see here, you got paint by numbers. That was the reason for offering these tutorials here. You can see all these tutorials, paint by numbers tutorials. And the point of this is that these tutorials are designed. Let me pick one for you guys. These, like, take for example this Tweety red here. Look, so you can select the colors and then just, oops, that's the wrong color. Select the colors from the bottom and just continue to draw. Change the brush size. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It's like very easy, and you get into it, you do it, and you get lost. I mean, I've seen many people who do this, draw paint by numbers, get immersed into it, and then what's happening while you're doing that? You're improving your drawing strokes. You're improving the appreciation of color, form, shape. These are all critical to painting and drawing. If you go to any other app, they just show you two things, hundreds of thousands of tools, and secondly, many people creating artwork that is impressive when you look at it, but never the point area between zero and how you get there. You know, it's so hard. They don't show you. As someone who teaches drawing and painting on Procreate, for example, right, which everyone keeps talking about, will not necessarily have the drawing experience. Yeah, so that's the sad thing about it. And they're not going to teach you the right stuff. They're going to teach you how to use tools. Here, Paintology is going to teach you art skills, not the tools. So if you've seen some of the videos, you will already know most of my drawings have been done with one brush. So my paintings is something where you have your drawing saved. Here, this one, for example, I did a live stream yesterday. That was done with the Haze Dark brush. Haze Dark, there you see, and nothing else. Have I used any filling, colors, layers? No, this is one layer. Just continue to build it up, painterly fashion, and continue to draw, build it up, just like you would in traditional. This method of drawing is very rare that you find in online, and the reason for that is because they don't know. Just people simply do not know, and they take the path of the least resistance. I'm not saying this is exceptionally challenging to you. It may be, but I can tell you that I can draw this, I can do digital drawing way faster than other people who use tools. You give me any drawing and I will draw it faster. And that's because tools cannot beat the techniques of an artist when they develop it. The human's artistic skills go way beyond the tools and way beyond AI. If you think AI is somehow going to take over the entire world or something. So that's the human capacity for doing. That's why we have evolved, and painting and drawing has evolved over many years. and has been appreciated. So there's a lot of drawings here I've done. You can see this cat, for example. I used again, I can't remember what I used, chalk or the haze dark. But look, I mean, how long did that take? I think when I was talking 40, 50 minutes, if I did that in one go, one sitting, half an hour. Yeah. So that is the power. This is all on the phone using the fingers, right? So let's go and start on our tutorial, which is the famous Margot Robbie. You probably know her from Barbie and some other movie. A very talented actress. And so I thought this was a nice picture that we're gonna use the pencil drawing, and the pencil drawing is normally associated with the shade brush. So where's the shade? I've been trying out all these brushes. Don't think the brushes are the ones that's gonna create your final drawing. It's not. Your techniques are. So let's move to grayscale. Okay, the grayscale means that I have a grayscale mode of drawing here on the bottom. Can you see it? So now what we're going to do is we're going to first to do this drawing. So if you understand, this is the trace mode of doing a drawing, but I'm going to do something different here. And I'm going to first of all do the outline, because I don't want to pay too much focus on getting the outline perfectly done. I'm going to first do the outline of the portrait, and then freestyle I'm going to use the shade brush. Okay, so in trace mode, the underlying image is in the top half, which means that I could use my color picker. Let's clear that color picker to get the colors. And see the color here, it's gone dark. Let's see her forehead. See the forehead, look where the bar has gone to over here. Let's pick her this darker color here. There, look, so that, and then let's pick her pupil. Look how dark that is. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and use the color picker to do the final drawing, but as I said, I'm going to do the outline first. So let's select a nice brush size, keep it 100%, and then let's use that. Okay, and then that's the brush. Okay, for doing the outline. So outline is so easy. Put it halfway. You don't even have to put it halfway, just because you're just following, getting a free, just doing the outline. That doesn't have to be accurate, just enough for when you do the freestyle drawing, which we're going to do. Let's take it down a bit. I think just a tiny. Nothing. Just put the features that I'm using my fingers for this. Fingers are wonderful, I have to admit. I was so used to using, because I'm sticking to one brush. I have to admit, I was using the stylus of my Note 10 phone for quite a while. You saw that painting of the fruit bowl was using my stylus. Look at that, you can rotate. That's so much more powerful than, say, pencil and paper. You have the ability. When we get to do features, I might reduce the. Okay, just put that there. And when you get to do a face, I would probably want to just add this like a little bit to show that there's darkness on the top of that. Now let's take it down a bit more, and let's see what we have here. All right, see a nice little outline, And now let's go to the eyes. Rotate and zoom. This is something you cannot do with a paper. Can you imagine? Twisting the paper, twisting your arm, twisting your... Now you've got the phone. It's so powerful. I've zoomed into her eyes here. I mean, that's the reason why you can do fine detailed drawing, very easily. That's the beauty of the technology. So I'm just doing it really quickly. Don't worry about doing it perfect. Using the fingers, and then don't forget the pupils. Right, again here. Let's do it. See the dark areas? This is where you get really better at drawing because you're appreciating the tones that lie in a drawing. I could go in details as I want, right? Remember, I'm much more experienced than you are, so you take your time. And the experience doesn't necessarily mean I'm a better artist, it just means I'm very quick at doing things. The reason why I can make such quick drawings. So let's see what we have here. Okay, doesn't look like her, but hopefully it will eventually look like her when we come to do the shading. Yeah, so that's the shading we're gonna do. So here, let's put that down there, and then I think I've got here. Let's see if we've got everything down. Right, and then I'm just going to show you how we're going to do the shading. That, let's get that here, and then see if you haven't missed anything. For example, here, we might as well do the earrings here. The earrings, you'll be surprised with how you create the silvery effect on the earrings when I show you how, when I actually make the freehand drawing. Okay, there. So I think we got the basis of what we're looking for. Let's see if we've got the eyes, because the end of the eye is important. So make sure you add the end of the eyes, yeah, because you want to know the length of the eye. What gives the portrait, makes the portrait good or bad, is its ability to have proportions. Proportions are very important to drawing, and this comes through obviously practice, but you can practice this way. Remember, using any kind of tools to help you draw is perfectly fine, and don't listen to other people who say, "Oh, tracing, why do you want to do that? You want to do a freehand drawing." Oh, come on, you haven't even started the journey of drawing, and you're saying you're going to dismiss tools. This is what I don't like about people giving wrong advice to other people, saying you haven't really made a drawing if hasn't done freehand, or if you shouldn't be cheating or using trace. Yeah, if you want to see some of my realistic drawings, you can check out my YouTube channels, freehand done freehand. So I do this because it continuously develops me. It takes my mind off any tension to do something really accurate, and allows my mind to freely explore the possibilities, extend my skills always to continuously extend drive up my skills. My motor functions that I'm using now, it's improved. I don't know what your outline drawing will look like. So the same thing applies to digital art. A lot of people say, no, digital art is not really art. Why? Who came up with that term anyway? Are they an artist themselves? If you think digital art is not art, what do you think I'm doing? Using my fingers to do my art, right? Here, don't forget this. I'm using my fingers. It's not being done by a mouse or a computer. I'm basically creating the drawing using my fingers. And then I will continue to use my fingers and build up this drawing. So now I'm going to save this, and I'm going to show you how to do the rest of the drawing in freehand. You'll note that I made an astronaut, Neil Armstrong, photorealistic drawing using this approach, and that's what we're going to do. So we move to the next step of the drawing. So I'm going to go back, discard, I go to my paintings, and then open up this. So I don't have, notice I don't have any traced button. Let's go here. I didn't have any trace button at the on the top, so now I'm free to do whatever drawing. So you have to keep the reference image open somewhere. So I happen to have a laptop next to me, and I'm going to use that as the reference to my drawing. So let me show you. Let me see if I can actually show you. Let me see. Let's see. This is my laptop. Can you see it? That's my laptop. And I've got the picture of Margot Robbie there. You see it? Okay. And now I'm going to use the reference for my drawing. So here we go. So now I'm going to use the color palette at the bottom. And what can I see? I can see lots of blacks. And this is where your tonal understanding really develops. You keep doing it. I usually do the eyes as well and work my way up. And the great thing is of digital drawing is that I don't have to, I can zoom in to her eyes on my laptop. And because of that, I'm able to get real detail to my drawing as well. So I'm going to actually start off by doing the hairline and putting down some of the tones. Look at the top. The top, if you remember, I showed darker. So I'm going to increase the brush, use my fingers, and just work my way to make that dark tone. This is the shade brush, not changing anything. All right? And then once you've applied the dark tones, really adjust it, right? You can make it cleaner when you want to. So take it down, and then take it all the way down because there's some. She's obviously blonde, and then use some of the tones. I'm changing it. See, it's rapid. The gray tone is a rapid way of. So again, this is a great way of appreciating gray tone. Excellent way of drawing, I have to admit. It's darker here, I can see from the reference image here. And then it's darker here. about at 7%. And then here, dark, and then here, dark. And then I don't finish it in one go. I'm going to keep going through pass after pass. Then here I see great dark tones here where it starts folding. And then some dark tones here. Okay, we've got that. Now let's tackle the eyes. So I've zoomed into the eyes, and as you can imagine, 7% will be way too big for the brush. So let's try that, show you what I mean. Look at that size of that brush. So let's take it way down. Let's see what it looks like. Much better, isn't it? And then that's how we cope. Look, the dark, isn't that dark tone? Yeah, we can develop the even less. You can see that most of the drawings actually take it way down. All right, I'm going to do the eyes really quickly for you, just to show you what you can achieve with little effort. I'm looking at the drawing, and at the same time I'm changing the grayscale here. All right. Just adding these tones. Oops, that's a bit too dark. Okay, and there's some tones here. Really appreciate tones when you draw like that. And then we can see what we look like. Like an improvement, isn't it? Just a little bit of effort. Same here now. Go here. So you think you could not draw, right? Believe me, when you keep drawing this way, you'll be able to make really fine and you won't stop. So you could actually use the block coloring of drawing, the block method, which means keep the trace mode if you want to. Look how far we've gone down there. Right, take the grey tones, because as you shift the grey tones, you're essentially, what you're doing is you're training your mind to understand what the black tones are. That's all drawing is about. There's no magical formula, rocket science behind it. Take it down. Really operate quickly on. Don't overthink. Just let your grey tones, a superb way of actually getting the tones you want. Right, and then I'm going to change it bigger to get those grey tones here. Right, notice those grey tones that lies under the eyes, yeah? And then we can keep on adding these grey tones later, right? And then adding these grey tones that make a difference, right? You can see what I'm talking about as I zoom out. There, that's the second eye we've done, not finished yet. And then we're going to go to the nose and mouth. And I've got it zoomed in my laptop. So again, follow follow the dark tones. This is how you're going to really master tones, which is essential to drawing. Right there. Doesn't have to be accurate. And then what about her lips? I'm figuring that her lips are going to be a bit bigger. I don't want to spend too long doing the lips with the smaller brush. So I want to get it. You can keep adding it, right? And you'll add depth to those lips, yeah? Right, not too... Okay. And you know there's always some light in the bulbous part of the lip to give it body. And then... Right, so... And then let's look at the nose here. So since we've got the bigger brush, right, we can do the nose, the crevice. Right, then here as well, lighter because there is less light on the left side, I believe. Then notice that nose here, isn't it? Right, so there, so always improving bit by bit. Right, now before I go and do the rest, now let's look at her forehead. And because you've been drawing with the block coloring, you will really know where the tonal value changes. So again, let me see if I'm going to increase the brush size to get some tones on her forehead. Right there, good. Right, and then go down, increase the brush size. This is all down to practice, right? Right, then you'll see for yourself how these tones actually make the whole drawing give it a bit more depth, which is what the idea of the portrait drawing is. And I can see that I keep zooming in and out, that that the grey tones are very subtle, or not very subtle, but subtle nevertheless. And I'm going to try and take advantage of that. And just, you can see that there. And there's more color here. That's always is around that ear. And then there is actually a bit more tone here. And then goes down here. And then here as well. And then of course that bit there. And then more grey tones here. And then I can see that the grey tone, I'm still using the same grey tone, but I'm building up the tones here. Very light. It's gotten light here. And then very dark. That falls here under the chin. So now we can say, we could use the color picker, pick that tone, and then just lift it up so it doesn't look... And then notice she's got, oops, this nice tone face that's coming down. And here as well. I'm going to take that down here. So this comes with experience as you do it. And where else? We got some tones here. Since we're on the nose, and then there's always something there, isn't it? And then here, and then yeah, so that comes down here, and where else? And very light tone on the nose, tip of the nose, and then again, definitely use the right brush size and do it under there. Can you see it? There. Then light, then go light. I'm moving the grayscale bar. And then there's always a little darker where the banding happens. And then let's see what it looks like. Yeah, better, isn't it? Improvement. And we can get better and better and make this really look photorealistic. I'm just saving it. So now go here, banding, take that down, do their ears, so at least it looks a little real. Then here, and then take it down. Not so. The how can I put it? It's this bit there that goes round. Yeah, that's important. And then this earlobe that's showing. Look, that's earlobe. Just take it, if you want to, take the brush size even further and then work your way down, because can you see it? The earlobes, it's quite distinct. Then we can add the jewelries, and then I'll show you how to really make that pop out. And then where else can we use it? It's darker there. Oops, so we need to take that shading darker. Right, then dark there a little bit. Okay, and then here's some hair. And then here it's like usually darker there, so add that. Don't be afraid. Let's keep adding that. And then here we've got the lobe of the ear with the lobes, or some of the features that you want to portray with the smaller brush, and we can do that. Yeah, don't forget that bit here, because this is not going to look nice. And then here we've got this bit that's running. This bit that runs doesn't quite run all the way down, but it carries the ear right to here, and then it follows through there, right? But not too distinct. And then here. Okay, so you can't see this properly, but now let's focus on those eyes, those lovely eyes, yeah? So here, get the smaller brush, and fingers, I'm still using fingers. Right, so what can we do to improve that? Well, there's obviously, naturally, the smaller brush size makes a difference, doesn't it? Then you can add details to this pupil. And then keep increasing. Not too much. Sometimes you don't want too much details, and a a little darker on this side. It's really dark, this. So that's what I'm going to do. Even this small 1 point size is not enough to get the details. Even this seems like too big when you start working. Okay, so here, look, I'm at the extreme black to do the eyelashes. Right. Remember, it's random eyelashes, no detail. And then here, adding there, and don't forget to add these dark, really dark. Use the fingers, right? Get these little details in. That makes up a difference. Then notice we have this crevice here. So, okay. And then we have a little bit of gray here. That's what gives it detail. And now we can go keep reducing, and look how I'm changing the brush size. And then keep adding. I don't expect you to get this right. Let's get that right away. Yeah, it's not expected for you to be as quick as I'm doing it. But you can see where it all comes from. The important thing is that it gives you a direction to go. Right, then here you can see some, and you'll see how it makes a difference. And then look, I'm going to do something which you're going to say, wow, I didn't think that was so easy. I've gone all the way to the white, and I'm going to do put the black in there, then the black here, the black goes, and then I'm going to add the white to drag it all the way. God, it's hard. Actually, there's some issue that I have to fix with the app. So, okay, and then look at the contrasting, the black. All right, let's see what it looks like. Look at that. The eyes have really popped out compared to the right, isn't it? Definitely. Just a little bit of work. That's all it is. Just a little bit of work. Do the same thing. This is obviously, I use for the pupil, I use 0.8% to see how detailed I can get, the detail you can achieve. So again, use the brush. Now you can see there's a banding going on here of a darker banding, and you must put that in to give it depth, isn't it? Right, and then there is this little bit. Remember, I'm zoomed in. This little bit is a tiny line that goes across the upper eye. Yeah? So I'm just putting that in there. And then while I've still got the smaller brush, right, I'm still keeping it. Oops. And remember, don't rush for the eraser tool. Have I used the eraser tool yet? Nope. And you should do the same. Okay, so for that, again, use the grey. Still got the brush. Get that texture into that pupils. You know how the pupil looks so like it's got these tiny vessels that flow through it, isn't it? Then it goes light here. Just go light here. And then add the dark. This is what you can move, really draw quickly in this. Look there. So I'm looking at it because I got experience looking at a drawing and then seeing what needs to be applied here. The white, you see that white? The white that makes the pupils stand out. So now here, then what do we have here? Right, and then black here. And then we haven't even touched her eyebrows, is it? The eyelashes, sorry. So we're going to do the lashes. Random. They're not like a perfect, just random. Whatever you see, just do that, yeah? And then, of course, we have a bit of a around the corner of the eyes. Right, and then we have that coming that way. Oops, not quite that way. So let's take that down. Then we have like that, and then of course we're going to do the eyebrows. That's not quite done. So we're still 1.8%. Wow. I don't think we can get anything smaller than that. And then just clear the eyebrows here. Just add a bit of randomness, darkness, change your setting to give it volume. And then here, and let's see what the writer, look at that. Isn't it? Such a difference, isn't it? So that's how just a little bit of a work makes all the difference. And you may think, wow, makes it look easy, but now you have the same platform for doing your own drawing, and there's no excuses, is there? If you're not reaching it, you can't say I don't have any talent or anything. It's not, you're not doing something, is it? So that's where it becomes, you may blame it on the tools or drawing or whatever, but now you have a platform where you can make very good pencil drawings. So we're going to just finish the nose and mouth and then tidy it up and we'll be done. Right? So as you get, this is the beauty of it, is that as you get closer, you can also use the color palette. Notice I'm using the color palette to get those dark, right? Gives it emphasis. And then I'm just basically using my eyes to sense and changing the brush size. Where is it? Now you can see here that if I reduce it to all the way down, like you can see I can take that color, this one, and then take it. So, oh, hold on. Let's take that. Then just take it around like that, giving the impression of the nose, right? That you can see right here, and then take that that lighter color just beneath it, and then add the darker, right? Gives it just slightly. That's what we'll be doing, and that's what block coloring does. Believe me, it trains you. The nose tip is here, so we want to get the nose tip as best as possible, right? There, can you see? And then that. And then we can get that out and then just take it back. And then same thing here. And then let's see what that nose looks like. Oh, yes, better. I think we're going to work on our mouth because it is a very almost like a perfect set of mouth teeth, right? Isn't it? So you get that right. So now, so the thing is, this is the part about drawing I gotta tell you, is that when you get into drawing, you're gonna see that every time you make a drawing, what sort of compels you to go forward to the next step is because you've reached a certain stage in the drawing and compels you to go. This is the fundamental mistake that beginners make, is that they don't know what the next step is. They don't want to know, and they think that's as far as they can go, and then that's it. They switch off. Because to me, it's going all the way to the end. And then for the longest time, I wasn't doing any photorealistic drawing. And then I kept being pushed and pushed to do photorealistic. And you know what I did? I just continued going beyond where I left off, where I usually leave off. And then all of a sudden, a, a bit more effort on my part allowed me to turn a drawing into photorealism. So photorealism to me, if you reach the level of photorealism, you have mastered a lot of art skills, and you should be appreciated for that. And a lot of artists dismiss those artists for that, but they've reached the pinnacle of their mastery of art techniques, and that is the driving force. Let me give you an example. You ask a set of students to draw a fruit bowl in front of them, and one of them turns out an exceptional drawing that's close to reality with the tools they've got. Would you dismiss that child as saying, no, I don't want it a photo, I want it to be half done, or what? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Think about it. The mastery of skills is what allows you to go, once you've mastered techniques and skills, just like Picasso did. He was a master in drawing and painting. He could, you could ask him to draw a Renoir or a Michelangelo or anything, and he would, with deadly accuracy and detail. But then he branched off to develop his own technique and use his own creativity. That's what had happened to him. But he was an exceptionally great artist when he was young. That's what got him people to notice him in the first place. So okay, there, and then what have I got? 1.6%. So we're gonna clean up. That you can tell right away that there's gonna be darker tones here, right? So we're gonna add the dark tones here around the. Geez, look at that. Even 1.6 is too. So I'm gonna put that here. Get these dark tones, and then here there's a darker tone here. And then underneath her teeth. Okay, and then go back here. I can see that I need to put some tones, dark tones. The teeth will obviously forms the outline. And then I'm not doing it with any particular accuracy. Not a draftsman, I'm just drawing. Then move it. Really appreciate tones. You can do what I'm doing. You're just moving the tones naturally, instinctively. And that's what happens as you practice more and more. Right, so here, then here, just don't worry about the details of it. Then here. Oh, we're not too worried. Look, we did create the crow where the tree, where the see, I hope I don't turn her into Dracula. So it can happen when you draw with the teeth. I'm sure you've come across that as well. Okay. See, I'm using the white to take out any of these tones that I'm not happy with. Right, they're very thin, yeah. So this actually defines the teeth marks. So I'm gonna have to use, but then we can clean it up, yeah. Don't have to be perfect. She's got a lower set of teeth there. The teeth, so it doesn't look like it's got lower teeth there, right? So just add, remember that that's not there, sort of here. I don't know what that looks like. Yes, better, isn't it? I mean, it's sort of made it look like she's got a set of teeth, right? Nice set of teeth. It's not Dracula-like. And then we can take this back. I think I can, this is too pronounced, I believe. So I'm gonna go here and retract some of this tones of the, oh god, yeah, that, so just take some of that back. So I got this white tone is not working as I hoped it would. So lift that back and see if that makes a difference, because definitely her mouth is not that, lower lip is not that big, and I'm sure she'll look a lot better and more like her true self when I do this, finish this. Let's have a look. Yes, better, isn't it? Because it was before, it was bulbous, wasn't it? So that's what we're going to do now, is you can see that the eyes really make it pop, and we're going to just clean up this little bit quickly. I don't want to spend too long in this. So while we have the white, take that away. Then that white, take that, some of that out of, and then we've got that set of teeth, so we can say, well, okay, we'll extend this, then extend that, and clean up any areas, and then that she's got those set of teeth, which is just going above here. So we can say, let's take that bottom lip to be about there, here, and then this is where the teeth, her lower sets of teeth are. So you can look at that, even that's too big. Right, so we can use this as the, oops. Okay, and let's see where we are. Yes, better, isn't it? And here you can see that that doesn't make sense. This little white, so we need to just sort of blanket of black, coming black from there, and then getting down lower, and then lower. Okay, just to show that that's her, that's something that's hidden by the by a top tooth, set of tooth, and we can't see it. Okay, and then let's clean that up there. Now it's cleaner there. And let's just leave it like that for now, yeah? Then here you can see that really stands out, isn't it? Just goes to show how, what a tiny difference makes. Right, so here, let's see what that looks like. Alright, it's still sticking out like a sore thumb. Alright, let's see. Can't get that right. So funny, isn't it? It's not happening, is it? There, I'll just take it that way and let the eyes do the work. Let's see. It's almost like she's got a crooked teeth, isn't it? Like a chip. It's just better. Okay, now what we can do is let's do the hair now. See, I don't want to spend too much time on that. Now you have to define what the brushes are. These brushes make all the difference, right? With the thin brush, just go down. It's the easiest thing you can do. Look, the thin brush. Keep changing it and then add. Doesn't really look like her, but still, this is just an example. You should see the one I did of Brad Pitt. That looks like him. Okay, so we're just going to clean up this brush size, thin brush size, and do the hair. Okay. Oh yes, we missed this dark area, didn't we? So let's increase that. This one, yeah, shows she's got that nice neckline there. And don't forget the chin underneath. So take that brush and really work that dark chin she's got there under the dark shadow falling under the chin. Let's see what we have here. Oh yeah, see how that popped out? Just popped out nicely. And then let's take that, carry that forward. She's got like a, we know she's got a wider lip, right? Okay, and then we need to do a different color from what I'm looking. Remember, I'm keep looking, looking at the reference image. Let's save that. Takes a while to save, but that's right. So this is a cast a shadow because of the harsh color of the studio, I would guess. And then take a tone, pick a larger brush size, and then just fill that in. Right? Whatever color you see. Let's see if that works. Notice I'm just doing more of the black. Well, that seems to work, isn't it? And then we can know that we have to have lighter tones for that. It's going down, lighter tones. And then increase the brush. It comes with experience, so don't get carried. Don't get frustrated if you don't get it right first time. Look, there's the neck, the throat, the thorax, right? And very quick. And then here, while we're got the lower brush, just add just enough subtleties to the drawing. Right, and then there's obviously, you know, you can't say she hasn't got these marks that go around. Okay, let's see. Okay, better, isn't it? Now let's do the dark here. Use a smaller brush size. And we're not dark there, right? These are the where her hairline separates. Using the stroke of my fingers, and then really get it black in those areas. You know where where her hairline meets. Yes, I just form that. You know? Take it down if you have to, and let's see where we are. Yes, and then you can see there's take the white and just clean it up, yeah, and then go here, pick that, pick that. Using my fingers, stroking. I wish I could show you my fingers, but the fingers are sort of in a curled state. Alright, and then just bring it down. Look at the reference while you're doing it. Just want to put that down. And then just want to get these hairlines. And then here you can see it's black. Right? Not quite black, but black enough. I know a lot of people love portraits. And they want to do portraits. Now you have a chance to do it with on your phone. Then use big brushes to put in the bigger shades. Right, like here, for example, she's got quite a lot of dark grey shades. Not dark, but and just play with it. She's got nice flowing hair. Just make it look like authentic hair. Alright, so now we've got that. Now, do you see that line mark? It actually looks very distinct on her face anyway. So we're going to leave it. And I think the ears are getting lost, so ears and that, we need to refine that. So let's take that brush size again. Remember we worked with the lower brush size? Just notice I'm not using any digital tools. That's the mistake a lot of digital artists think that you need to use tools and one tool after another for digital art. Notice I'm using it just like I would. Let's make that pronounced, yeah. Yeah, so the earlobes really stick out a little bit, and then put that. Now since we're at a smaller, I'm going to show you how to take. Remember I told you, I promised you I was going to show you how to do this. Basically, it's the contrast. That's all it is. It's just a contrast. And you know what? Because since we're using Paintology for this drawing, and Paintology is lovely app. I would recommend it to you. You can use others, but you're going to have a hard time because they don't teach you techniques. This is what trains you in techniques. They just want you to use the tools. Look, I'm using my fingers. Yeah, look at that. It's more pronounced now, isn't it? And then what we need to do, see that jewelry is sort of popping out, isn't it? All right. So again, I'm going to show you. It's the contrast. That's all it is. The contrast that creates that pearl jewelry-like effect. And I'm going to show you. I did that with one of Marilyn Monroe's picture because she used to be adorned with jewelry, lots of jewelry. Look at that. It's beautiful. Now, take that and get that dark tone to contrast with the jewelries, yeah? And now we're going to go all the way and just highlight those white bits. And in fact, I'm not going to turn to the line tool. I'm just going to stick to this because I don't have time for this. I just want to spend enough time. All right. And then you'll see it. Well, I mean, it's not so obvious, but if I'd used the line brush, you can guess, you know. I mean, you can at least appreciate what I'm doing here, right? Okay, so let's just finish it off, tie it off. I can see that she needs some to be addressed in, what do you call it? Actually, let's just take that. Look at that. The fingers definitely helps with doing the hair. So lovely, you know. Oops. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, just give the illusion of hair. All right. So here, so we can see there on the left eye, there's not any solidity on the left side of the eye. So let's address that. You can see that. Okay. So brush size increase 4. And then let's see what we can do here. Let me zoom in. Excuse me. So I zoom in to that left eye so I can see more details. I think it needs a little bit. Okay. Okay. That. Take that mark. Then what we have here. Remember, there's the shape here that you can't forget. With lightness meets there's a shape here which you're not gonna. Oops. That's where you really need to. That's why portrait is challenging for that reason. Now let's see if we've added a bit of depth to that left side. I think we have, isn't it? And then we can maybe increase that, and then maybe fill a little bit of color, shade. very subtle shade on this side to give right there. And then we can say that this for all the different tone values, yeah. Let's see. It's better, isn't it? It's improving, but you can see that this could be like just spread out so it's uniform. That's all. Uniform, right? That's the word I'm looking for. Slightly uniform, and then you can see there some uniformity required. Select the brush, use the color picker, just uniform it. Make it uniform so it doesn't you'll see it makes a difference to the smoothness of the face. And here you can see, take that color, take it down a bit. We're at 7%, which is okay. Okay, and then here, this becomes more pronounced, so just go around that to colorize that there. And then what we have, do we have everything that we need to do? I think what we need to do is the black here. I just put that black, even though she doesn't have it. I just want to just define the hair, nice flowing hair, and you can work on the hair. I haven't really spent time on this, but you can really add the black. Look at the top, right? Really make the whole thing stand out a bit. Okay. Just experiment. That's the trick, is to experiment. Now you can see this just go down there. Oops. Let's see the tones that change. Just pick the tones and just play with it. Okay, so where are we now? Yeah, I think I can call it a day, isn't it? It's a drawing of her. The hair looks a bit messy. I don't think she can walk into a studio, with that hair like that. I don't think they'll put her on the podium. So sorry about that, but you can see I was more focused on her getting the facial features. Okay. That's got black hair now, isn't it? If I keep going at her, I'm pretty sure I'll turn her into a brunette. So, okay, so there you are, and I hope you can see the drawing that was made with here. It's been a while since I did finger drawing of a portrait. I've done other finger, but you can see the mastery of my finger skills has improved. You don't need a stylus, you just need the phone, the Paintology drawing app, and away you go. And so let's recap what we did. We started off with the outline, getting her picture loaded in trace mode, and then we drew the outline, then we saved it, then we loaded it in overlay mode, And then from there, we just started having a reference image onto our side. Could be a tablet or your laptop. And then we just used our eyes and then transferred that drawing to your drawing. And I hope I have shown you the power of the digital on your phone, pencil drawing. And as you get better and better, hopefully you'll enjoy the pleasures of drawing, and so you don't miss out, and you can continue to expand your skills in drawing. So let me sign off here. Oops. Wow, I didn't realize that was okay. I hope you get a chance to try out different portraits, different drawing styles, and including painterly way of doing, as I was showing you. And hopefully you can also enjoy the journey of drawing with the digital medium paintology and using your phone. So it's currently available only for Android users, but hopefully we'll be bringing out the Apple. So hopefully you enjoyed this session, and please don't forget to comment. Yeah, any comment, as long as it's constructive. If you dislike something, please say so, what you dislike, and I'll try and better explain. I'm not the one to diss you if you make a constructive criticism, but if you dislike something without really putting in any feedback, then that's not really helpful to both parties, is it? So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to bring another session soon. Thank you, and bye bye.